Alright, so we've had a few days since the announcement of the Bravely Default Remaster coming to Switch 2. I've waited for more to come out so I can just compile it into one video rather than spamming multiple. And also I got sick in the process. Blech. I'm feeling alright enough though to go over all the new stuff regarding this remaster. So here's the deal. We're going to go over the Nintendo Treehouse showcase where they actually played the game and showed it off, and then talk about some other news sources and such, and at the end, I'll give some personal thoughts and minor theories. So let's get into it. So, starting off with the showcase on Nintendo Treehouse, we saw a bit of Anchime action in Chapter 1. Right off the bat, I think the game looks nice. The graphics look more blended or smooth, but the higher definition is nice all around. The integration of bottom screen elements into the single screen looks fine, the map isn't too big or too small, everything seems in order here. And the world map overlay looks really nice, in my opinion. The menus look exactly the same, just cleaner again, and the jobs do not appear to be any different than in the original game. And also, you can still mess with Airy. Good stuff. Now, one of the first new or changed things, passing souls. We see them grab these bundle of flowers in Anchime, and this grants them a new Nerende villager. So this appears to be the replacement for Street Pass, I would assume. We still have the village rebuilding system, but a new way of gaining villagers. I'm guessing they just appear randomly from connecting to the internet. Leaving town, we see our first battle. Now, I've said it once, and I'll say it a million times, I'm so glad we're back to single list combat menus. Up and down to choose, left and right to confirm or deny. That's the way I like it. I just dislike BD2's menu where it goes in all directions. It's a personal grievance. I think the combat menu placement looks fine. The character icons and status are just right and don't take up too much space. I also noticed there's still the auto menu, so I'm happy that's still here. But why the fuck do they have Tiz dual wielding on Thief with a dagger and a rod? Get that shit off of him. So then we move to the Temple of Wind, and again, the minimap looks great. I also enjoy the addition of recommended levels in the dungeons. We only started getting that in second, so good to see it here too. We also see that the original combat bonuses are back. First turn Victor, Sweeper, and Unscathed. Classic. Going on to Orthros, we get another small feature. Fast-forwarding cutscenes. Not skipping, speeding them up. Again, great touch. Now this is where I really noticed the improved models, because I could actually make out the Tempest Sprayed dangling around Orthros' neck this time. The lighting on the character models in this fight was just a little fugly, but I'll take it. Also, why does Tiz still have the rod equipped? Get it off! After clearing the boss, we swap over to the brand new minigames. Now, they only show one off in the presentation, but we'll talk a little bit about the other one later. For now, let's look at Ringabel's Panic Cruise, and oh dear god, they're on the cannons. Who let them out there? Why are we petting the cat? This entire game is gonna give me a stroke. You're basically in Ringabel's shoes as he flies across Luxembourg and have to deal with all the constant problems of piloting an airship. Which now, upon seeing this, I understand how he might be the only one in the party capable of flying the damn things. These new minigames use the double mouse feature of the new Joy-Cons, and I gotta admit, as stressful as the Panic Cruise looks, it also seems like a lot of fun. And of course, I'm looking forward to the new lore that is going to be obtainable from them. And that's all we've got from the Treehouse showcase. So, in addition to that, there's also been reports of people getting to try the game out. One such person was Dom Pepiat, who wrote an article on VG247 about their experience with the demo. I'll link the article in the description because it's just a good read in general, but Dom specifically went over the other minigame, Luxembourg Rhythm Catch, and talked about how it was an incredible use of the double mouse system. It's apparently similar to Persona Dancing All Night, where you have to move the Joy-Cons to match the movements, essentially dancing in the process. It sounds fun. Now, there are also some reports of things that people aren't necessarily happy about, based on the Japanese promotional site for the remaster. Two things that have stuck out include no 0% encounter rate option, and the apparent removal of Bravely Second related mechanics, such as the SP Hourglass. No one has mentioned either appearing in any demos from what I've heard, so it doesn't seem like it's coming back. But that is all the news we have regarding the Bravely Default Remaster. Before we move on to my thoughts regarding everything, I wanted to take a moment and ask you, besides the newcomer's guide I have planned for the whole series, are there any videos you think I should make or that you'd like to see before the Bravely Remaster comes out in June? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, so what do I think? Overall, I'm happy. I think the remaster looks great, as my earlier comments during the showcase segment would suggest. Everything is basically the way I wanted it to be for a remaster on a single screen console in terms of reorganization. I think the graphics look nice. I know some people are a little upset over how smooth it looks, but I don't mind it too much personally. And the new minigames look really hype. Can't wait to play them. Now, time for the questions. I would probably get my comments and the answers that would make them upset. There's going to be a lot of hot takes here, so if you just wanted the news, you can click off now. And thanks for watching. Here we go. How do I feel about second supposed erasure from the game? Honestly, not surprised in the slightest. I know that a lot of people were really upset this isn't a remaster bundle of default and second, but let's be real for a sec. I made the video on Second's failure a while ago now. All of you that have seen it know exactly why this didn't happen, and if you didn't, I highly encourage checking it out, but to put it really plainly, Second did not do well in Japan at all. So I'm really not surprised that elements from For the Sequel that were meant to lead into Second aren't here, because they're probably not going to be remastering that game. But Octopath 2 had bonus content added later! They could still add them after the launch! Yeah, and I'm the King of Mars. Like, even if I entertain that notion for a millisecond, why? Why would they add those features after launch? Seriously, if you had finished the game and they added the hourglass back in, are you actually going to replay the whole game just because of the hourglass? Seriously ask yourself this for a moment. Octopath's updates actually gave you something worth coming back to play the game more for. The hourglass is a nice feature, but it's not New Game Plus defining. At this point, unless it's all just demo stuff and there's plans for it to be in the final release, Second is going to be swept under the rug at this point, it seems. We're less than 2 months out from release. I doubt anything's going to change at this point. It's sad, but it definitely appears to be the direction they're going. I understand and accept it, while neither condoning nor condemning. Let's move on. The encounter rate not having a 0% option is a little annoying, but again, I accept it. I think they've realized it's a bit cheesy to be able to just grind to the level you need, turn off all encounters, then loot the whole dungeon, and run straight for the boss without taking any damage or needing to use any items. I get it, it's whatever, I'll still take the 50%. Now, I've also seen a lot of people curious if it's going to get a PC release on Steam, like all the other Team Asano games did recently. And my current assumption is also no. Dom pointed this out in their article too, but based on how the new minigames play out, I don't really see how they're going to translate that to PC, unless they expect people to have 2 mice. Maybe it'll get reworked in terms of controls, but who's to say? I also saw a note about how AR movies had to be reworked slightly in accordance with the new system, and I'm kind of excited about that. I don't know if they'd make us pick up the new Switch for the gyroscope or not, like my friend Koma pointed out, but I really want to see how they handle the opening AR movie of Anya's pleading for help, because I really like that scene. People have also been going on about the game key thing. Red, what's your take on no game key? I don't care. I do not give a fuck. I don't think I could care less if I tried. As far as I know, there's no special physical edition coming out, so it really makes no difference to me. I'm just gonna buy the game however I can, probably digital. This is a much bigger issue beyond just Bravely, and I know some people wanted the game physically, but I simply do not care enough to get involved in it. Just please, stop endlessly posting the same thing about it on the subreddit over and over again. Which leads into my final and probably most volatile and potentially a little gatekeepy rant. While I am genuinely excited to see a whole new collection of people get to play this game and likely fall in love with it, I am also concerned about the effects it's going to have on the fandom as a whole. Like, generally speaking, the Bravely fandom is fairly quiet as is, and it's nice enough. But we still do have this element of toxicity when it comes to the eternal conflict between 2nd and BD2 fans. Like, we haven't even resolved that yet, and we're about to have a whole new generation of Bravely fans come into a room with 2 clubs trying for their attention. And I know the 2nd stands are going to show up en masse defending it, but like, come on. I'm not going to say it's a terrible game, because it's just not. But just the sheer amount of nostalgia-fueled revisionist bullshit I've been seeing over the last few years is ridiculous. Yeah, I'm not going to pretend I'm not Camp BD2, but I'm also not going to pretend it's perfect either. It's my favorite, sure, but I know that it's not perfect. But every time I see someone come to 2nd's aid, it's always some attempt to just put it on a pedestal and just curb stomp Default 2's reputation because it wasn't 3rd. Like, if we're being honest here for a second, a lot of people who shit on Default 2, from what I've actively observed and read, did not pay attention to shit and were just wanting 3rd. They weren't even interested in giving 2 a chance from the get-go when they're basing their opinions on a game they played 6 years prior and are now looking back on it much more fondly than it deserves to be. And I'm well aware I'm complaining about Reddit, of all things, but it's the most common ground to see any discussions on the series. It's exactly why I will never make a subreddit for my own channel if that were to ever be a feasible decision. Well, I've completely lost the thread on this one. But that's my thoughts on what's to come. Overall, very excited to play the remaster. Gonna try to stream this one on release if I can. But as a fan base, can we just, like, chill the fuck out and celebrate all the Bravely games in preparation for this new wave of fans, instead of malding and coping about the non-existent Bravely 3rd? Please? Alright, thanks. I'll see you soon.